Hi, this is Derek Sills. I'm back again here with another video showing you about the class that we've taken on in carpentry. We're going to go back over what the last video had. This time I had straightened out and wrote my numbers backwards so that you can see the correction that I made from the last video that I shot. Today is a new day. Going back again over our ruler and measurements so we can get you adapted to mastering the measuring tape or the ruler with fractions of an inch. So as we start off, we're going to be conducting a recap real quickly on the 16ths again. I really need you to get this: the symbol of a foot or feet, the symbol of inches, symbol of 7 feet, 15 and 16 inches, is something that can be pulled on a measuring tape. And I'm picking out odd fractions so that you can get used to, because 15 16ths is this little guy right here. And I got this arrow pointing to this number here. So beginning again, this is where you hook in your tape. So the tape has what you call a hook at the tip of it. It's a hook. And that's where you're going to always pull your measurements from, is that hook. I also want you to be able to identify when you come across a 1 foot marker, 2 foot marker. It's always going to be placed in a location that's going to tell you it's 12 inches. So 12 inches is here. And it will tell you, and it will give a symbol when it gets to this straight line here. Just to let you know, we haven't got to a foot yet. We're working with these inches. So today, as we go back and recap, 1/16, 2/16 is equivalent to 1/8. And we showed you here that 2/16 is equal to 1/8. Why? How did we get that? Because we know that 2 divided into 8 is 16. 2 divided into 1 is 2. So you get 2/16 equals 1/8. This is basic fractions of an inch. And this will help you because 4/16 is equal to 1/4. And that's this guy here. Okay? So we got 1/16, 2/16, 1/8. Always remember, 2/16 is 1/8. 1/8 of an inch. As we recap real quick, 3/16 is going to always be 3/16. 1/16, 3/16, we have 5/16, we have 7/16. They're always going to be called out as a 16th. The only ones that's going to have their own identification added to a 16th is going to be 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch is also equivalent to 4/16, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/16. Okay? So to mark 4/16, it would have to be like 4/16 equals 1/4. Okay? 4/16. You bear with me with my little number because I'm writing backwards here because of the way my camera's showing. Always remember, you have after your quartering, 3/8 is always going to be called out as 3/8, but it's also 6/16 because it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of all of these to get to 3/8. 3/8 equal 6/16 of an inch. Okay? 7/16. 7/16 and 9/16 are very easy to remember. It's because it's in between the 1/2 inch. This is your 1/2 inch. What's before 8? 7. 7/16. What's after 8? 9. 9/16. To recap, okay? Then we have your 5/8. 5/8 is equal to 10/16. All you have to do is count every one of these. I know you got it. Count every one, and you're going to have 10/16. You go after 10/16, 11/16. Then you have 12/16, which is equivalent to 3/4 of an inch. You have the 12, you have the half, you have the quarter. Those are all equivalent to a 16th of an inch. So if you say half an inch, what's half an inch? 8/16. Okay? 8 goes into 16 how many times? 2 times. Okay, 8 goes into 8 1 time. 1/2. That's a half inch. That's how you break that down. Okay? So, recapping all this so you can get it, because we're getting ready to go into something different here. I'm getting ready to go ahead and start giving you an example of testing so that way you can identify on your own how to get what you need to get to when I put up this marker here. So, trusty ruler. Okay? Everything is coming off this point here. All right? Like a draftsman. All right? So, you want to make sure when I mark, I don't think I want to use that. I got something better. Something much better. Okay? Because see, when you're drawing, you want to make sure you're drawing. I want to make sure that you understand what I'm drawing. Okay? So, all right. This is a part of blueprint reading, so I need you to pay attention to the marks that I'm making. I need you to read, okay? So what are we reading? We're reading from hooking this tape. So let me do a better job because it's the blade that's going to be hooked, okay? It's the blade. It's the hook, line and sinker. Okay, so we got to go from the blade. This is the blade. We're going to go from here. Okay, but we also have to go back and reestablish. This is class now. I need you to really pay attention. Because I don't count it no short of as what I call it, classroom setting. Okay? It's like you go to school, except you're in my living room, partner. Okay? You're in my living room, and I'm teaching you what I know. So, recap that. To let you know what this is a T-square. Drywallers use this T-square. So when you're in the trade, you're going to have to identify with certain types of tools that you use. I'm using this T-square so I can square across this whole entire board here. That's helping me. It has nothing to do with drywall. It's just a place of reference where I can mark a straight line and it's level. This is going to be a level point here. How can I tell you it's level? Well, easy. I can put that level there, but until I level it, that was kind of dumb, wasn't it? It needs to be stationary, for sure. What I want you to do is identify from hooking your tape to where I stop this tape, okay? Somebody needs to tell me where I am with 3, where the measurement is being called out. The measurement stops here. This is the call out size here. I'm hooking down there, but I need to call out this measurement because this could be a cut or it could just be a reference number that I'm giving someone to use just for maybe square footage. It could be just for pulling the tape. How long is that sign? How long is that mirror? How long is this? How long is that picture frame? This is where it's going to start from. You can either butt a corner or you can hook a corner. There's a difference between butting and hooking. Butting, you're going straight in and it stops. Hooking, it's like you're grabbing, okay? Butting, straight into it where it stops. Hooking, it's a grab. That means your blade on your tape measure is going to hook. See that? It's going to hook. That's a hook. But if it was the butt, it's doing just that. and then you're reading. I want to get you up to reading. So, give you a few minutes to solve this because we just got through going over. You have 1 inch, you have 2 inch, you have 3 inches, okay? You have 3 inches that you're dealing with right now. I need for you to tell me what is this total measurement, okay? 1, 2, 3. We're stopping at 3. We're not going past 3 because 4 is here. So your call out is going to have something to do with 3 inches, okay? 3 inches. So what are we looking at here? Remember, let's go to our 16ths back here. We're going to go back here to our 16ths. Remember, we can count every one of these every one of these have a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on till we get to 16, 15, 16ths. 15, 16ths, identify. It's here. Just identify. So let's go back. 7/8. We're going backwards now. 7/8. Okay. What do we have here? We have 3/4. Right here. Okay. 7/8 there. What do we have here? We have 5/8. Okay. What do we have here? We have 1/2 inch. Okay. What do we have here? We have 3/8. You see how I'm marking this? I'm working backwards. I'm not working forward. I'm working backwards. It's because that's how I want you to start thinking quickly to get ahead. You break it down. You might just identify with 1/4 inch. Because when I first started out, I had to have identifying markers on my measuring tape that was quickly easy for me to read. I went from 1/4 to 1/2 to 3/4. I knew what those were exactly. We went from 1/4 to 1/2 to 3/4 because they were all the biggest lines on the ruler or on the measuring tape. That's where I really start. But then I was hey, give me 5 and 9/16. Hey, give me 5 and 6/16. Give me 6/16. Well, 6/16 is 3/8, right? Right. See, when you get to knowing your fractions of an inch, somebody can call out anything and you'll be able to reduce it because they teach you that. 6/6. You know what I'm saying? You can reduce that. 6/16. You can reduce 6/16. 6/6 is going to be 1. It's always 1 whole when you have 2 numbers, top and bottom. Numerator and denominator. Basic math and fractions, okay? I can't explain that to you right now because I'm not a mathematician, nor this is not a math class. This is a fraction of an inch class that's taking you and breaking the measurement down. So if you need dummies for math, then you need to go to that type of class and do your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Right now, I'm not teaching those specific mathematic skills. You really need to have those skills when you come to this class. A child learns their addition when they're in like 1st grade, okay? They're now starting to teach these children in kindergarten addition. My daughter was in a computer class when she was in the 2nd grade. Come on now. Somebody talk to me. Hello? I didn't have that skill set right, okay? Today, I want you old school, straight old school. Can't go wrong. No battery going dead on you is going to eliminate you from getting this here. No electrical issue at the household. You to pay your bill is going to eliminate you. But let that calculator battery go out, let the lights go out, and you on a computer, you through. And you got an estimating program, you through. If you've been hooked on that, you can't go old school and take out the prints and start going with calculator or start doing your basic math to figure out how to estimate. Because basic math and estimating is just basic math. The only thing that you start advancing in is when it comes to stair runs and rises, when you get into geometry and trigonometry, when it comes to rafters, when it comes to roofs and how to erect or build roofs. I like that word, erect. Erect means to frame up, put together, okay? So those words you hear in tradesman terminology, just like header, trimmer, king stud. You're gonna go through all that. I'm talking about you're gonna master this stuff very easily. Now, I'm gonna get you to master this first, okay? Let's go back to this board. I'm breaking it down. I'm going backwards. 7/8, 3/4, 7/8, 3/4, 5/8, 5/8, half inch, half inch. It's the same on the tape, period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go all the way to 12. That's 1 foot. 1 foot. Just to give you a little bit of something real quick. I'm going to erase probably this over here, and we're going to go and break down the footage. Because, see, you really need to know when it comes to you seeing that marker of 12 inches, that's a foot. It even tells you on this tape about the 12 inches. It's a foot. You know, if you can see it correctly. 12 inches. It's a foot. Now, maybe I might have to. That's a foot. It's going to say 1F, 2F on measuring tapes. You're going to automatically identify it. These are bold numbers. These are bold numbers here. They may be backwards, but they're bold numbers. You're going to see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Wait a minute. Moving a little bit too fast, bro. Okay, back to the class. So we're identifying this right here. So what do we have here? I gave you enough time for you to solve it. Okay? 1/4 of an inch. So what are we going to be having? 3 inches. Okay? And 1/4. There you go. 3 inches and 1/4. Why is it 3? It's because you passed this marker here. That is an identifying marker. This line goes straight through. It has a number next to it. Identified, that's the number of an inch. And everything after that is the number of fractions within the 1 inch. Okay? And you can, once you get this, 12 foot, 7/8, 12 feet is 12 feet. 144 inches. Okay? When you pull that tape and you string along, it's going to tell you 12 feet. You're going to identify 12 feet. But you're going to also see a large number that's going to tell you 144 inches. Because all these are broken down just like that. You get to your 10-foot mark, it's going to be 120 inches. And it's going to put 120 inches on that mark. And you're going to say, oh, that's 10 feet. Because at the bottom, you're going to see it. You're going to see the 1 foot, but you're going to also see, 1 foot at the top, but you're going to see 12 at the bottom. That's the 1 foot. Okay? So, 3 1/4 inches. Now, we're going to move along, okay? Because I got work to do. Yes, we got work to do, okay? And the work that we're doing is coming up with learning how to measure. Okay, let's do this. All right. We're going to get you in line. Remember, in reading blueprints, you must remember this. There's going to be a start marker. There's going to be a finish marker. This line right here, it represents stop. Stop it. Stop. We're hooking, okay? This line here, that's it. This is the measurement line. This is the point of, hey, we're here. Tell me, what is this? Okay? You all see it. You all see it, okay? So, the test for you right now is to identify. Tell me from hooking your tape or butting. It could be either or, hook or butt. right here. Right here. Okay? Hooking or butting. That's what I need you to realize right now. Hooking or butting. Okay? So, let's go right back to it because we're going to do a couple of more of these. I need you to get involved because I have some other things that I'm going to be testing you on because we got to get into some scales and how to read the scales. Right now, this is just all about this measure tape. I'm going to put up a drawing showing you a layout of a wall with a door or some windows in it, and it's all going to have to do with measuring. I'm getting you adjusted to now how to read your tape. Now I'm going to take you into the part where how you need to read a layout on a set of blueprints, wall location, window and door locations, because on the plans, when you have walls, they're going to be windows. When you look at an elevational print, an elevation means it's the picture of the front of the house or commercial building. You have north, west, north, south, east, and west. They're going to take 4 different views looking in the direction from the north side, the south side, the west side, and the east side. I'm from the east side, Long Beach, 21st Street. So this neighborhoods. We have neighborhoods all over the world, all over the United States. I'm just telling you, I'm from California, Long Beach. Okay, and that's the neighborhood I was in. Okay, so just to let you know, let's go back and start all over again. Okay, with this, pay attention. Pay attention, okay? We're gonna get through this. This is something very simple for you homeowners out there and for you women out there. And you may not be married, or maybe your husband has not probably gotten into helping you around the house. Take out that tape. Show how much a woman you are with that measuring tape. You know what I'm saying? Some men don't like to be stood up when it comes to handyman stuff. Yeah. Baby, can you measure this wall for me? I want to put some pictures in the middle of this wall. Oh, babe, I'm so tired. Bobby, don't even trip. I got this, honey. You gonna fix dinner after I measure this wall? Well, how long that's gonna take? Ain't gonna take long, because Derek Seals helped me learn how to measure. Who is Derek Seals? Oh, that's the dude you messing with now? Nah, bro. It's the dude she's getting trained by. You know what I'm saying? And you sit down, get some popcorn or whatever, take some notes, sit down. It's for the whole family, your kids and everything. This is gonna open up your whole family's mindset with fractions of an inch, especially if you have little kids. I'm breaking it down for you where they can understand the fractions of an inch. So when they get into basic math of fractions, they could be like, oh, I know what a quarter of an inch is. I know how to break that down to 4/16. 4/16 to reduce it down to 1/4. Oh, 8. Let me take a ½ inch. What I'm going to reduce 8/16 to? 8/16. 8 over 8 is 1. 8 over 8. It's going to equal, like I said, I'm going to take a lot of this out so I have to create room on my board. It's going to be a ½ inch. How is that? You got to divide. We're going to take the 2, or let's just say, right? Excuse me, my fault. 8/16. ½ inches is equivalent to 8/16. I don't know why I keep saying 8 over 8, 4. Those are 1 holes. Okay, clarify. 8 over 16. It's going to reduce down. What are we going to do? We're going to take this 8. How many times 8 go into 8? 1 time. 8 divided by 8. It equals 1. Okay? What is 8 divided by 16? It's 2. Just that simple. This math right here is going to help them, help your child. Then this is for the builder. Just think, your kids get to master the measure tape, they can build something. Oh my God. Jimmy, I'm so proud of you, baby. Yeah, he built that doghouse he was talking about you needed, right? All come through measurements. He needed to know how he was going to come up with 3 feet by 3 feet. Okay? 3 feet by 3 feet. Square. You're going 3 foot this way, 3 foot that way. Square that all the way. That's 36. That's 36 square feet. Or no, that's 9 square feet. 3 times 3 is 9. When we get into square footage, 3 times 3 is 9. The numbers can, kind of get away from you. And I told you when it came to math, my mom was like, I was playing like 2 times 2, 3, bop, 5, bop, 2 times 4. It was 4, mom. It was 4. That's my boy. That's my boy. You gonna get it. Now I want you to get it. Except it ain't gonna be no bing, bang, boom. No, you can take the tape. You can roll it back. You can rewind it. I just had some ADHD problems. You know what I'm saying? I was always clowning around. This is serious when it comes to building. And I want you to take it as serious because it helped me. My mother helped me get over that hump when it came to math and spelling. Matter of fact, because I was clown. I always clown around. So, this is serious. Let's go back. Okay, we have from the beginning, hooking or butting. You can hook your tape or butt it. Okay, this is the hook. All right, we're all the way back over here now. Okay, we towards the end of my little 5-inch ruler. All right, I drew it really big. Could have drew it smaller and could have zoomed in, and I will do that for my other, rulers that I'm going to put up because this is not the only one right now. Remember I said we was working backwards? Okay. Every one of these is a 16th. Let's go over it again. We're past the 4, right? Automatic. 4, okay? We're in the inches now. We're not into the feet. So don't get that screwed as 4 feet. The marker here is 4. It's going to be this marker here. And I'm going to put that up there so you'll know it's 4 inches. All right? We're just going to add a fraction to this 4. So you know there's 4 inches. And let's go here. We have what? We have 1/8 of an inch right here. 1/8. So what is this number right here? 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch. Okay? We're moving our way back down. Here, 1/4 of an inch. But we're way over here. We know this is a 1/2 inch right here. Like I said, remember, sometime you have to take and you have to look at your bigger markers where you can identify 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. You work there. You work the 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. When you start being a master of 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, then you'll know you're mastering your ruler because now you're finna go back and you're finna go like 8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. 8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8. Once you start breaking these in between the 1/4, the 1/2, the 3/4, 8, 3/8, 5/8. These are all the next little big one. It's not the smallest one because the smaller ones are always going to be called the 16th. But the quarters and the eighths, they can all be broken down to a 16th as well. Don't forget 15 16ths. 15 16. 15 16. 15 16. Sing it in your head. You're going to go to bed at night and you're going to be thinking about this because the ruler, once you master it, you're not going to lose it for life. You're not. You know what I mean? Back to the drawing back. We're over here. Okay. All right. This little guy. He's a little guy. This is what we're dealing with now. We can give him a name, but he's just going to always still be called the 16th. And who's calling out that size? Could be David. Could be Larry. It could be Charles. It could be Billy. It could be Gabriel. It can be, oh my God, Jose, Eric. It could be many guys giving you a call out number. Remember, we're 4 inches here, okay? So, this guy here, we know this is 5/8. But what is this guy here next to the 5/8? What do we see right here? You see this guy here? He's right between the 5/8 and between the 3/4. We're between the 5/8 and we're between the 3/4. Let me make this plain for you because sometime and what am I doing now? Is because this guy didn't come down far enough. Remember I told you they all have a certain length, you know, and they're not all the same length. All the 16ths are going to be 16ths, okay? All the quarters are going to have the same height, and all the halves are going to be the same, okay? And all the eighths are going to be the same. So back to it again. We're between the 5/8 and we're between the 3/4. We know 3/4. That's 3/4. That's 3/4. But 3/4 is also what? 3/4 is also 12/16. So now that we got that out the way, 3/4 is also 12/16. My 2 is goofy. I'm writing backwards, don't forget. 3/4 is always 12/16. Why? Because we know 4 over 4. 4 to 16 is 4 times. We know 3 and the 12 is 4 times. Or 4 and the 12 is 3 times. Well, this is basic math, okay? 4 and the 12 is 3. This is all division again. That's division. Oops. And we're taking the 4. We're taking the 4 and we're making this 4 convert back over. We're taking 12/16 and we're going to reduce it down to 3/4 of an inch. So who is this guy here that we're dealing with? Now we know this guy here. Let's take him for a ride up here. We know this guy is 5/8. Okay? We know he's 5/8. Just the bottom line, he's 5/8. So how many 16ths are we to get to this guy? Between the 5/8, and if we broke the 5/8 down, we're going to come up with 10/16. And how do we reduce 10/16? Well, of course, we're going to go into the 10, okay? We'll say, okay, 5/8. We got 8. We got 5. We got 16, and we have 10. So let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My bad. Messed up on my own math. That's good because now you get a chance to, like I said, see the mistakes that I came out and pointed out earlier. 5/8. I kept saying 5/8. That's 10/16. But we're talking about the guy after 10/16. The guy before 12/16. Okay? So, there's mistakes that you will make in the field. As you can see, this is teaching this right now. Hooking, marking, with a square like this, you know, some apparent reason. My board just took off and went into a whole nother direction. All right, so we're back online here. And I was trying to get to the square to show you. Now I'm back online. Okay, so get to the square. This is what most carpenters use to measure lumber. Okay, this is a square. It's no different. It's just smaller in this square up here. Framing square goes back hundreds of years. You know, it's used, and it has numbers on it, front and back, for calculations. It's framing square. It's condensed down to this size here. Easy to manage, easy to put into your tool belt. What's a tool belt? I'm still old school. My tool belt still looks like this. Okay, I didn't have a rawhide. I'm just old school. Now they got leather belts. They got all kind of belts. Old school carpenter. So 11/16 is this guy here. He's before you get to the 12/16, which is 3/4. He's after. No, he's before, but he's after the 5/8, which is 10/16. See, I got it all written here. 5/8. 5/8 is 10/16. Okay. 5/8 is 10/16. And now we can tell you that this is 11/16 of an inch. That's how that mark goes. It's kind of sloppy. I don't want you to be out with it. Tell me how. No, I didn't teach you how to write sloppy. You learned that from school, because they give everybody a chance to draw and trace over letters and numbers. Okay, so this is what we have here. Let's go ahead and let's do something else. Okay. I figure I need to give you enough so you can be like fully understanding. Okay. I don't want you to leave here and say, I didn't get nothing he said. You know, he didn't make no sense at all. No, if I'm going to teach you something, I want to teach you the correct way so you can break. I'm breaking it down. I'm just completely breaking this down for you. It can't be broken down no better than this. It might have a little span to it. You still can't get away from the 16. Still can't get away from the quarter, the half, the 5/8, the 7/8. Still can't get away from it. You know what I'm saying? 6/16, 8/16, half inch, 6/16, 3/8 of an inch, 7/8. You got 11/16. You got 12/16, which is 3/4. You got 10/16, which is 5/8. You know, you got 6/16, which is 3/8. And it's all right here. It's also right here. Here and here. Just dealing with these numbers. So, let's go ahead and let's see where we can land you. Okay? Somewhere where you haven't been. All right? Because, you know, you're going to be tested when it comes to measuring. All right? And that's for sure. You're going to be tested. You know, and I want to go thoroughly through this with you. So when the test comes, man, you got the job. Can you read a measuring tape? A lot of guys, when you go on these construction sites, they're going to say stuff to you because either there's some guys out there, you got to understand one thing. They're going to test your knowledge before you get hired. Because everybody, I don't want $20 an hour. Oh, it's $20 an hour. What do you know? Oh, where you went to school? Who you been trained by? It's all going to have to be on your resume nowadays. Back in the day when I was coming up, you walked on a job site. And they took you for your word. And they said, okay, before I pay you what you want, I want to see you work for a couple of days. Then that's when they're going to determine how much they want to give you. Sometimes there's many factors that play into you not getting what you really worth. I'm not going to get into that. You master it, can't nobody take it away from you. You prove it, can't nobody steal it from you. There are many imitators. There's many commentators. There's many perpetrators out there. But what comes from right here, can't nobody take that away from you. And can't nobody tell you that they've been whispering in your ear on the 16th. When that man calls out a number to you, and he needs you to cut that wood on the ground, or he needs you to cut that plywood on the ground, he may be upstairs, and he may be looking out the window. Hey, I need a board cut at 10 and 7/8 inches. Remember, in measuring the footage, if it's over a foot, it's going to always come out 12 feet, 8 feet, 2 feet, 1 foot. It's going to always come out first. Don't yell out no window talking about 1 and 7/8. Okay, an inch and 7/8? Or 1 foot 7/8? How does 1 foot 7/8 look? 1 foot. 1 foot. There's going to be a dash. Right there, it's going to separate feet in inches. Always on the plans in basic writing, you got to have that. Where is the inches in the fraction of the foot? 7/8. That's the marker for the inches. Remember? You have to remember the marker for the inches. The marker for the foot. These are on the blueprints that I'm going to teach you how to read. And I don't want you to be suckered or fooled by anybody, because there are classes that you can go to colleges, and for a blueprint reading class, it's a semester. Well, how many months is a semester? Well, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get this in less than 3 months. What I'm going to show you, you'll be able to watch these videos over and over and over again. It ain't going to take you no 3 months to get this, because you're going to spend time, your own time, which means class start for you anytime you pull up this video of me, Derek Seals. Time. Weekend, you ain't got nothing to do, and you're trying to grow, you're trying to progress before you get into the heart of the meat and potatoes. You got a project in 3 months. Shoot, you should be able to see the framing that I'm going to have on video. The layout, laying out is all right here. You cannot lay out a building. You can't lay out a window or door. You can't really do nothing in a construction field without knowing this. Nothing at all. You can't even work in an office. A laborer does not have the knowledge. That's why he's a laborer. Okay? To be messing around with this. A lot of guys want to get out that labor stage. A laborer is not cutting any wood. But if he's asked to go get something, he should have a measuring tape and he should know the basics. But a laborer that has a measuring tape and knows how to measure is no longer going to want to be a laborer. No, he's going to be an apprentice carpenter, which means he is able to measure. If he's able to measure and call out this, man, come on. Come on, bruh. You starting off at $12.50 an hour just learning this. And that might not be a lot to you. But we haven't got into cutting, hammering and nailing things together. That you learn that on the job, okay? But if you do have certain tools, remember, carpenter tools are not handyman tools. I'm going to use a skill saw. I'm not going to use a skill saw that's backwards. It's going to be a worm drive, 7 1/4. Okay? It's going to be a big baby. It's not going to be the little home improvement saw that won't rip through a 2i6, let alone 2i4. No, this baby got some power. It's going to take you through. It's going to take you through. It's going to make that noise. Put the earplugs in. Because through the years, that sound of construction banging all day long, you lose a little hearing. You do. And somebody told me, I don't think you can hear. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I took a hearing test. He said my hearing was good. Huh? What you say? Okay, anyway. Don't whisper around me, though. Please don't. Because I'm not going to hear that. So, let's get with this guy right here. Hooking or butting. Here again. What do we need to establish? Right here. This is the marker here. But what are we past? The 1. Remember, this is inches. This is inches. It's not a foot. How did I tell you to establish where you know a foot comes in? This mark here. That mark in between separates from a foot to an inch. That right here tells me that's a foot. This here tells me this is inches. A lot of times, guess what? I'm going to show you another that you may see. I'm going to show you all the little tricks that you know you're going to be able to have to read. Wait till you see that. Wait till you see that. And the reason why the 0 is there is because there could be 1 foot but it's 7/8 of an inch. What can take the place of this 0 here? Now you get ready to really learn in detail here. Taking you through. Because now you're going to identify. There we go. Yay! You just passed the test. 1 foot 2 7/8. This is not to confuse you on blueprints. Because if I had left just the 7/8 there, then some people that's not in the trade are going to be like, well, is that 7/8 of an inch? So that's why sometimes the 0 is placed here. And I appreciate the architects that and the draftsmen that do that, because it gives clarity to the novice, to the beginner. It gives clarity. For somebody like me or you that's carpenters and you're an apprentice, you don't need that 0. You're going to know this is what I'm working with. 1 7/8. Okay. All right, so let's go back over here. Because right now, we're pressing for time because I'm breaking this down. It's 2 videos that you need to really watch. The first one with taking you through all the 16s, breaking everything down. This second video here is to also reestablish and reaffirm what we're going through with these measurements, because the next video is going to be a little bit more intricate and more in detail, because I'm going to have something drawn up already. Okay, I know we talked about scales and everything, but I'm going to show you how this works off of a plan and what you need to identify when you look at blueprints. This is the beginning. Measuring, mastering, conquering, subduing, getting it here. Don't let nobody fool you with it, because people will play games with you. You sure you know how to read the tape, bro? Man, if you can't read the tape, man, don't even come on this job. People will be arrogant to you. You trying to feed your family. You might not speak as good as English. And it doesn't matter. Because if you call it out in Spanish, now they're dumb, because if they don't know the numbers of Spanish, you can call it out all you want to. But if they're foreign to it, like you're foreign to a different language, then yeah. But hey, my Hispanic brothers all over the United States that start to speak English, hey, learn to speak English. Learn it. Learn it. It's going to help you. And teach those you work with Spanish. Teach. But, you know, right now, the brotherhood is really deep with our Hispanic brothers and our Mexican brothers out there. So we also want to translate this to them as well. Because a lot of them coming across here that don't speak no English at all, but they're on these construction sites, and they're not going anywhere. They're not. And they are, you know, taking less money for what the job is worth. But a lot of them are not really trained and qualified. They're working up underneath somebody that's really kind of using them to a certain degree until they get the skills up. So, you know, just be aware. I'm teaching you some things so that you can help someone else. We're paying it forward, is what I'm saying. Always pay it forward. And always be appreciative to what someone is going to share with you that's going to give you the knowledge that you need to overcome and to make the steps and to get where you want to be. You need to make more money. Master this as a carpenter, as a heating and air conditioning guy, as a concrete mason, as a concrete finisher, at brick mason, shall I say, drywaller, electrician, plumber, tile finisher, tile layer, cabinetry, different measurements in cabinetry. They get a little bit more intricate in measuring because they go to the 32nd and the 64th. 3 seconds. 164. Excuse me. It's because cabinetry and cabinets have to be very precise. There's no gaps. What it says, that's what it is. Yeah, you have fillers, but a cabinet maker, his measuring skills are far much more intricate than us. Rough framers are allowed within an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch in framing gaps. That's a lot. A 1/4. I like my work to be tight. Everything tight, baby, it's right. You see gaps, that's a way for air to come in. Insulation, you know, it's going to be hard to get that energy saving that they give you when they test the house, how much air is being contained inside the house when they put that blower in front of the door, how much air is escaping. You got to insulate now electrical outlets, switches, outlets. They don't even want cripples at the bottom of a window. If they can have that whole window non-supportive underneath the window sill, and you'll get what I'm talking about later. But let's get back to this real quick, because I'm going to some things right now. And I'm just giving you knowledge and sharing what I know, so that way you can see me on the next video, okay? Because this is going to be very interesting when you see how this model is being framed, and we go over that. Okay, so this working right here. We have 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, 4/16, quarter inch, 5/16, 6/16, 7/16. 7/16. Where is 7/16 at here? 7/16 is before you get to the what? The half inch. So we have 1 and 7/16 of an inch. I gave you time enough while I was jaw japping for you to solve that equation with the measuring tape, and I hope you got it right. If I want to be, correct on some things, it's going to be 7/8. I'm not going to put the 0 in front of it. I did thought about that, but there's no need, because it's written out just like that. Okay. All right. So that's going down. All right. Let's do something different here. Okay. So I believe you have. I took you through several runs. I do want to mess with the number 2. I do. It's going to be important that you identify. I want you to learn how to identify, my brother. Identify where we are in our measuring. Where you are in your measuring. It's very important for me that you get this. I do, and I can go to any school district. Right now I'm in Louisiana. I'm in Gretna, Louisiana. I'm right outside of New Orleans. I'm available to teach, whether it's a university, whether it's a junior high school, whether it's a high school. Of course, there's a fee for me to do a semester class, but this carpentry program is really beginning to be obsolete in a lot of different places. You know what I mean? And we're losing our children, and they're not being able to get back into these trades, and there are other people coming in that are not skilled enough, and they're taking over the trades, and then it's just like you have no professionals anymore, and everybody's at a low pay. And if you know what that means, if you low pay, your skill level is low. You constantly got to have somebody tell you what to do instead of them leaving you by yourself, and you can accurately do it. My goal is for you to know how to read a set of plans. It is for you to know how to read a set of plans. Plans can become complex. They can be very complex, when you go through them. You really have to know what you're really looking at when you go through these plans, and I'm gonna take you through all that to where you be comfortable. And I got quite a bit of plans that I can take you through. And for me, you will be comfortable. I guarantee you will be comfortable. I'm not gonna have you, and then you have access to me. Anybody taking my course, taking my class, me, I'm responsible for you. I'm responsible. My name is in your head. I'm teaching you the basics of how to get out here to your mastery level and skillful level of learning how to build. But it starts right here. And I need you to grab a hold of this. And I need you really to focus, because you're dealing with numbers. Numbers always mean a budget, finances. You can't start anywhere if you don't know the numbers of fractions of an inch. You really can't. This is going to be easy for you to grasp, because the way I broke it down for you, you would always have this. You can always look at this chart. This video is not going to go nowhere. You'll be able to break this down fractions of an inch. Oh, looking kind of goofy over here. Okay? From 16ths to 7/8 to 8/7 to quarters of an inch to half inch of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, all the way to, till you get to 15/16, which is before the inch. It's the last guy right here. 15/16 is that we want to point out to you. So back here, give it to you raw, uncut. We're going straight into it. I gave you some time to solve this equation. Right here for the measuring. Okay, we're hooking or butting. Hooking or butting. Remember, hook or butt. And we need to get to this guy here. He's right after the 2. Okay? What does that mean? Well, inches. What does this mean? Feet or foot. Now, as you go down here, the cheat sheet, you got it below and you got it above. The same, these numbers, these fractions of an inch down here that you're looking at is the same up above. Don't get it twisted. I just started below here. But it's the same thing when you read up at top. That's why I'm doing it up top here, because I did all this writing down here. So, 2 inches. 2. Dos. Then we're going to get to 1, 2, 3 16ths. We didn't pass the first 16, 1. Went past the 1/8 of an inch. See that? That's an 1/8. Got it right here. That's 1/8 of an inch. But it's also 2 16ths. But this guy here, what's different about him? There's no other name to call him but 3 16ths. You can't convert him. Okay? You just can't. That's why he's 3 16ths. He's 3 16ths. 2 and 3 16ths. I hope you've gotten something out of my class here. And I hope that we have, you've been able to gain some positive feedback from me. I'm trying to get this thing working right. I'm going to get in front of it. Well, I'll let you. Okay. And I hope that you'll continue to follow what I'm doing here and to breaking everything down for you. I hope you learned something. I hope if you put your kids in front of it, they have learned something here, because I do want children to be involved into learning this. Look, I'm not a mathematician and I'm not professing to be one, but I am a professional carpenter. Any errors that I may say, of course I'm going to correct them. I'm going to catch them. You're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Here, I want you to be comfortable that when you do make a mistake, you catch it. See, that's the key. There are those that don't catch the mistake and they continue to go on. And I want you to learn how to think and catch things. Because I've said 5/8 in the video and it was 11 16ths, but I was saying 10 16ths was before the 11, and the 11 was the 11 was before the 12, and the 11 was also after the 10, which is the 5/8. So, hey, it's all about verbiage, understanding where I'm coming from. Here again, my name is Derek Seals. This is carpentry. I'm teaching, starting off for renovation, remodeling. Stay with me. You're going to get it. You're not going to get it overnight, but I will be cramming 38 years of my skills of framing, which is over 25 years of mastery in framing. From custom home building to subdivision building, just a ton of work. Concrete work, I'm going to show you a model on setting forms. Concrete work on how to set the forms, how to square, and how to make your corner square with squaring methods and numbers. So stay with me, because I'm going to tell you something. It's going to be very interesting in what you're about to see. And this is where it starts out right here. If I can get you to be comfortable with this, then guess what? The sky is the limit. And we already know there's no limit to the sky. We want our young people to excel. Come off the streets, make your living. Do good by everybody. Pay it forward. Let's work together as a team, because it takes a nation to rebuild a nation. We're all one here. We're all one. And I just look forward to working with you. Until the next time, see you in the next video.